How much longer is this going to take?
Not long. You wanted me to look good for the kids at home, right?
Yeah, but I don't see why I have to hold up the mirror.
Well, you know, we could build a robot to do that for you. Robots can do just about anything.
That's why I want to get back to learning about robotics.
Alright. Let me just finish this and we'll get started on the next episode, okay?
The episode has already begun.
What? When did the camera start rolling?
2 minutes ago.
Hey kids! I'm Dr. Victor Drone and welcome back to another episode of Magic Made Science with me, Dr. Victor Drone.
You can't do the blog looking like that. You look so silly.
There! Now we both look silly. So can we please carry on? We've been having just the best time in your absence, kids. Isn't that right, fellas? Just the best.
Hooray.
Look, are you going to help me to work with these robots so as to someday help to populate the world with hyper-intelligent robo-super beings or not?
Yeah, I want that more than anything.
Well, there's not a moment to lose. I think it's about time that we united the two things that we've been talking about so far.
Robots and Lego?
Yeah, Lego robots.
Is there such a thing?
Yeah, and they're way cooler than regular robots because, you know, they're Lego. Welcome to episode 2 of the Lego Mindstorms course. May I introduce our latest and greatest robotic design, the amazing, the incredible, the outlandish, the Lego Mindstorm EV3!
Wow, he's awesome. Bit small though.
Some people are never satisfied. If he were a bigger robot, he would take a lot longer to build. Plus, we don't need something capable of punching out walls or moving mountains. Not yet, anyway. Much better to start off learning with a smaller robot.
He looks so cool.
He's alright, I guess.
And you kids can build your very own Lego Mindstorm robots at home. All you need is the Lego Mindstorm kit from Lego. The kit includes instructions on how to assemble your Lego robot. Now, being made of Lego, this robot can actually be built in a few different ways. Recycling, it's important, kids. But yes, this robot can actually be built into 5 different shapes. That's 5 different robots to assemble and play with. Hours of fun. This particular shape is called the Everstorm, or we'll call him Eve for short.
Everstorm?
Yeah, with a 3 instead of the second E. Yeah. Like that. The other shapes he can be made into are called Tracker, Gripper, Reptar and Spiker. And hopefully we'll get to meet all of them along the way as well.
I can't wait to see what he can do. So, how do we make him go?
Now there's the question. Well, there are a few things I'm going to need to go over before we can get started.
A few things I need to go over, you mean?
Yeah, I know, but I'm here to translate and, you know, actually make it interesting. Come on.
In order to begin this process, you will need to get hold of a computer with a GUI.
A what? GUI, Graphical User Interface. It's basically a piece of software on a computer or a phone app that shows the user, that's you guys, pictures or icons that allow the user to interact with the machine. In this case, what we will be needing is a larger computer, like this one. The computer is how we are going to be communicating with Eve here and telling him what to do. Okie dokie, kids at home, I hope you're all paying attention because this next episode is all very important information if you want to get started programming robots. How can we tell robots what to do if we can't communicate with them?
Once you have your machine, the first thing you will need to do is download some software from the internet. Once installed, you will have your programming environment in the form of a GUI.
Yeah, if that all sounded like nonsense to you, do not worry. I will explain everything as we go along. Software is basically a term that refers to any piece of computer programming. Programming is what makes a computer run, like the programs we discussed in the last episode that you give to a robot. Software is called software because it is the opposite of hardware.
Hardware, noun. The machine's wiring and other physical parts of a computer or other electronic system.
Hardware refers to anything to do with computers that we can see and touch with our hands, anything outside of the screen. Eve here is a piece of hardware, for example. He is hard because he is solid. He exists where I can see and touch him. Software exists inside the computer, where I cannot touch it, but I can see it, and I can interact with it using my computer. We need this particular piece of software as it is the computer language that Eve here already speaks. You may have already noticed the display on the piece in Eve's chest. This piece is called the NXT brick or the P brick, and believe it or not, this piece is also a computer all on its own. This computer acts as Eve's brain, storing the commands we give him. You may remember from the first episode that a series of commands is called a program. These programs are stored in the digital memory of this small computer. This is how Eve will know what commands we give him. But this computer is too small to create a program on. This is why we need the larger computer with a nice big GUI. Using the software we are about to put onto our computers or download, I am going to teach you how to create a program in a language that Eve here will understand. We will then move that program from our computer onto the P brick, Eve's brain. Eve will then be able to follow our commands to the letter. Okay, kids at home, if your teacher has not already shown you, here is the address for the website where you can download the software for your Lego Everstorm robot. The software is called EV3-G, and you will need to download this software onto your computer. Download is the word for when we move digital information from one computer to another. Okay, so we are now downloading the EV3-G software onto our computers. Once the file has been downloaded, simply open the new file on your computer and follow the on-screen steps to get the program installed and ready for use. Are you keeping up so far?
I think so.
Okay. Well, whilst my sadly hopeful young genius friend here tries to catch up, I'll now recap all the points we've made so far in the episode in bullet point form for your notes at home.
So the first thing we went over last time was what made a robot different from another machine. This was that they could perform a series of commands in order automatically, rather than being controlled using buttons or a remote control. This series of commands is called a program. A program is a type of software which is different from hardware because it refers only to programs and data inside of a computer. Remember that these programs are not literally inside the computer, but being stored on the computer's digital memory. Also, we have learnt about the P brick, which is the computer which controls Eve. It acts as Eve's brain. After we have created our program on the larger computer, it will be downloaded onto the P brick. This is how we will tell Eve how to move.
End of this section. Check your learning material and we'll see you in a minute.